easing up towards 29 minutes before 10 o'clock, and my great pleasure to welcome back into the studio Ray Summers from Neighbourhood Watch. I almost forgot that. That's shocking. I'm having a bad time with my memory, Ray. What do you think that's a sign of?
Same as the last problem we spoke about.
I think it could be. Neighbourhood Watch. Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Good morning, Peter. I am well. I'm enjoying a cooler day today, thank goodness.
Much nicer, isn't it?
Yes, it's nearly human.
Yes, that's right. I noticed the change came through probably about 3 a.m. this morning, certainly where we are, and it was pleasant, and it has been pleasant ever since.
Yes,
but gee, it wasn't a pleasant day yesterday or evening, was it? It wasn't very nice at all.
No, I thought the day before was worse for me. Yeah, I think it's the humidity that gets me the most.
Yeah, couldn't handle it.
Peter, let me tell you about Neighbourhood Watch. We're up and running for 2015, and in terms of crime prevention, we're busy. Throughout the year, we're going to have 8 special field activities. They're usually about a 2-hour work exercise, and we will deal with hot spots that the police have got, deliver notices, whatever it is, whether you're having your handbags stolen in shopping centres, lock and leave, deliver business kits to commercial centres and remind them of things that they can do to minimise trouble, etc. So that's on. There's going to be 8 of them throughout 2015, and our other 3 major full-day activities, Saturday the 18th of April. That's important. From 10 o'clock till 3 is going to be a safe plate day at Box Hill South Bunnings store. And then again on Saturday the 3rd of October will be Bunnings at Vermont South. And we thank Bunnings for providing us with nearly everything.
They're terrific, aren't they? They are. They really do support Neighbourhood Watch. Well, they support a lot of community.
Support the community,
groups.
yes. Look at the number of community groups who have their hot sausage barbecue stalls at their front door of their stalls.
Yeah, very tempting.
Yes, isn't it? And then we're also involved in the Whitehorse Spring Festival on Sunday the 18th of October. Peter, this is sad news. Kids still locked in cars.
Yes.
Can you believe this? Already, Ambulance Victoria has responded to over 200 cases of children locked in cars since the 1st of January.
That's extraordinary.
Thursday the 5th of Feb, Melbourne's top temperature was 29 and paramedics attended 11 cases. At 29 in a closed car for 10 minutes, the temperature will be over 40 degrees. For 20 minutes, over 60. You would ask, where are the parents and what are they thinking?
Well, they're not thinking much, are they?
Well, my note here says not much. Incredible. So we can just remind them again that it's not on. Yesterday, I think we had a top of 33 or 12?
About 33, I think it was, yeah.
And I was up at Wandon, and by midday, I'd been there since about 8:45. I'd had it. I was too hot. And it was very nice to get back in the air-conditioned car. But fancy being locked in it for 20 minutes. Yeah. Some update from Victoria Police in Whitehorse. Report for January told us we had 52 residential burglaries, 66 theft from motor vehicles, 11 thefts from motor vehicles, 68 thefts at all the usual spots. This is handbags and all that sort of thing. Box Hill Centro, Forest Hill Chase, recreation gyms at Box Hill and Forest Hill, and obviously where there are cars parked, where there are people, there will be this sort of theft. And for the first week in February, 8 residential burglaries, unlocked doors again, and 26 thefts from motor vehicles, often from unlocked vehicles. And Box Hill Police will continue with their random breath testing in Whitehorse. They were pleased with their results and will continue. These tests will be at any time of the day and night. And during January, I was stopped at 8:30 in the morning near home in a very minor residential street for a breath test.
They are
Everywhere,
Yes, yeah.
which is good.
And you haven't said whether you were all clear or not. You weren't coming home for a night on the Terps at a club or something.
I was all clear. I was dressed in a clean shirt and all the rest of it. You could tell I'd been home. Yes, but it's sad that we've got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
But people will not learn.
No. Or think it's not going to be me.
No.
Let me move on. I think I mentioned about the dropping of the road speed limit between Toyota and Nunawading and Box Hill Police Station. It had dropped down to 60. And I also noticed Baronia Road, at the corner of Baronia Road and Canterbury Road in Vermont, heading southeast towards Eastlink crossing, is now also 60. You're predominantly running downhill, cross over the Dandenong Creek.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yep. Going down that hill. It's gone from, I think, 80 down to 60.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of debate about lowering speed limits, isn't there?
Yes, there is. A lot of argument.
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue I have is the confusion. You don't know what speed limit it is.
That's right.
And you can drive a kilometre and it goes up. You drive another kilometre and it comes down.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No, you don't. It can vary on a short stretch of road from 10 to 20 to 40 to 60 to 80.
Yes.
And in some instances up to 100. It's just crazy stuff. They need to get their act together, I think.
Certainly make it better.
Yes.
I do remember a father wrote an article in a paper that he'd been taking his son learning to drive, and they'd gone from roughly Ringwood to Dandenong on the old Stud Road before the freeway was in.
Right.
And he said, I don't know how my son can do everything. The speed limit changed 26 times in that stretch of road.
That's unbelievable.
And he said, and I'm asking my son to keep his eyes on the road.
Yeah.
An impossible task, and how
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A challenge.
It is, certainly.
And while the holidays have been on, the con tradesmen have been busy. Take great care. They were very busy around Vermont, and I'm sure they'll move to your area soon. And if you are confronted by these tradesmen who want to do a quick fix on your place, pay the deposit first. Please phone Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. Another thing that we need to take care about, take more care. Stolen credit cards have been used in Nunawading, Keysborough and Springvale. Again, call Crime Stoppers. And I guess that very much for the small shopkeepers.
Yes, indeed.
Well, yeah.
It would be.
I don't take bank card, Visa card at my place.
Not anymore. Not since you got that out. No.
And then there is the new wave of scams, look-alike Buddhist monks. Real monks are not permitted to beg.
No.
So again, call the Consumer Affairs Dob in a Scam, and they've got a separate phone line, 1300 558 181. And I remind people again, City of Whitehorse has started installing, in fact they're well into it I think, more in-ground parking sensors in our shopping areas to stop drivers who flout parking restrictions. In the 2015 year, Council expects to pick up an extra 500,000 in parking fines.
That makes it a worthwhile installation process, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
That raises a question though, Ray. If, for example, your vehicle carries a disability sticker, how does the in-ground parking gizmo read that fact?
Well, firstly, you would be in a disability parking lot.
Not necessarily, because a lot of the meters along Bank Street here, I notice, have a little disabled sticker on the side of them that tell you can park there for the same time limit, which I think is 2 hours, free.
Right.
So they're not necessary. You don't necessarily find these spots in strictly disabled parks.
I'm sure they'll have some smart one.
Yeah, they must.
I mean, they can give you a parking ticket without even seeing you.
Yeah,
they know about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
interesting.
Simple answer is don't exceed the parking.
Yeah. don't do it. Go by public transport like we were talking about earlier.
In our e-news, Peter, and you haven't got this month's issue, there is a brief article, and there will be more to follow, but it was announced at our General Neighbourhood Watch meeting up at Nuttawading Police Complex last week by the gentleman in charge of Neighbourhood Watch and other things, or the police representative, Senior Sergeant Tim Hardiman, that in the eastern region, that's the four cities, Whitehorse, Manningham, Burundara and Glen Waverley, or Monash, that's what it's called.
Monash.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That police will now have a PACER vehicle, normal police vehicle, but also on board will be a specialist to help dealing with people who have mental problems. Instead of being left for police.
That's a good step.
Oh, man. I gather it's happening in a couple of areas already in Melbourne. That's been successful. It's in its early stages. It's been introduced this month. It looks like the car may be based at Box Hill, but that's immaterial. But the important part is it's going to be staffed, carrying a person with those skills to help in those situations.
Very good.
Instead of having, putting it on police who are not
trained.
Not trained.
No,
well,
of course they're not.
We'll do our best, but it may not be the best.
May not be what's required. And this I assume is in the same manner as the Micah ambulances.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess
same sort of process.
You have ambulance care in fire trucks.
Yes. Yeah. That's excellent.
Paramedics.
Well done.
The other thing that's in e-news, we certainly put an article on. Do you know what your PLB is? A PLB?
No, what's a PLB?
That's your personal locator beacon. Now, this helps your wife keep track of you. Not quite.
She does that subliminally.
What in fact it is, if you go off bushwalking, all those sorts of things, these PLBs have become so convenient,
yes,
so practical.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much more than a big apple in size.
Okay.
And you can press the button on it.
Yeah.
I won't try and tell you all the technical data, but I think every 5 minutes it sends out a beacon,
right,
a sound, whatever, a wave,
yeah,
that can be picked up by satellites orbiting the Earth, etc. And then eventually it all goes back to the control centre, which I think is based in Canberra.
Right.
And they're working on the basis, I think, within an hour to 2 hours, we'll have a helicopter hovering over you.
Fabulous.
And it pins them down. I think the later models are down to within about 20 metres of where you are, where you press the button.
Fantastic.
Now, they've had similar things on boats. In fact, it's law that you carry them on a boat. And it's called an EPIRB. But they're still a little bit big. But the reason they're on boats and planes is that they float and they do a number of other things.
Okay.
I think when they hit the water, they automatically fire.
Right.
Yes,
okay,
there are a number of things.
Yes.
But certainly these PLBs are becoming far more practical, convenient, and really is a must for anybody going walkabout.
Well, certainly a number of lives could have been saved in the past
Yes.
had those folks had those.
And do you
PLBs.
remember a politician who got himself lost up at Falls Creek?
I do recall that, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I can't remember now.
I suppose we spent 2 days looking for him. If he had had his PLB, we would have known instantly
Yes.
where to go. Anyway, read that in e-news because it is interesting and it is something, families, if you go bushwalking, I think they're about $140, a good one, and the battery lasts for 10 years.
A cheap investment.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
To tell everybody where you are,
Yeah.
if you have a spot of bother.
Good thing to do.
Peter, time's running out. Important contact points. Neighbourhood Watch Whitehorse website is www.nhw.com.au/Whitehorse. And then the email address for Whitehorse is whitehorse@nhw.com.au. We're on this radio station, 9:30 on the third Monday, and if you really want to send us a letter, Neighbourhood Watch Whitehorse, Laburnum LPO, Post Office Box 5005 at Laburnum 3130.
Terrific. Ray, thank you. Always good advice from Neighbourhood Watch, and I'll look forward to receiving the latest copy of E-News.
It should be in your box in the next couple of days. It's gone
That's
off
wonderful.
for sending, I think, or dispatching.
Terrific. Look forward to that. And I'll look forward to you joining me again on the third Monday of... What is next month? It's March, isn't
March,
it? Oh,
yes.
my goodness, it'll be Christmas soon.
And I'm not going to tell you how close Christmas is.
No, please don't. It's 14 minutes to 10. Coming up next.